Okay, we're going on now to topic 2 of chapter 7, still using that booklet. And we want to start off with a term that you may know already, but it's a reciprocal. And what is a reciprocal? Well, it's something you multiply something by so that it ends up being a positive 1. Now, if you had the letter A over 1, every number is over 1, what would be its reciprocal? Well, often what we say is you take the term and just flip it. So the 1 goes on top and the A goes on the bottom. I put the 1 there so you knew it was there. So now the A's cancel out and we have the product of 1. So the reciprocal of A is flipping it 1 over A. Now, what we're going to be doing is, what's the reciprocal of this expression? Well, remember, it would be the same sign. Flip it over. So that if we multiplied this by this, the 5's would cancel out, this would cancel out, negative times negative would make it a positive 1. So for example 1, this is the reciprocal. All right, let's go on to example 2 now. Here they want us to simplify and find a product of multiplying these rational expressions. But even though they want you to multiply, they also want you to simplify. So the first thing to do in any of these is to factor them and cancel out wherever you can. So here, this y would cancel with this y. This x would cancel with one of these. And that's about as far as you could go. So you end up then on top with 15x over 7. And then that can't be simplified anymore. All right, looking at number 3. Again, you want to cancel wherever you can. Now notice there's an x there and an x there. So this is x to the second. That would cancel with this one. So these cancel out. 4 goes into there once. 4 goes into there twice. 7 goes into there once. 7 goes into there twice. And look what happens. You have a 2 over 2. Well, that cancels out. And interestingly, number 3 is going to equal 1. So after doing all of that, everything sort of canceled out. And we end up with a 1. As we move to number 4, one of the things I mentioned in an earlier video is you should always try to determine what will the sign of your answer be at the end. So as you look at this answer is going to be negative. So put that right there in your answer column, or however you're going to do it. So you know that's going to be negative. Now you don't have to worry about the signs anymore. Now notice this is going to be b times b to the third, which will be b to the fourth. There's a 1 there, so 1 plus 3 is 4. And this b to the fourth, these are going to cancel out. And then we have a to the second will cancel out, and that'll just leave a to the first there. and 9 goes into there once, and 9 goes into there 6 times. So your final answer, it looks like, since these are all 1s up there, will be a negative 1/6. And again, it's so easy to overlook that negative sign. So by putting that in your answer, you know it's going to be there. Now, as we do these, an important skill is to be neat. And then whatever technique you use, there's going to be a couple, but you want to be neat. Okay, so let's see what we have here. This is already factored, but here I could take out a 7, and I get x minus 3. Now here I could take out an x, and I get x minus 3. And here I have a 5. So again, check your work. Be sure you've factored the best you can. These cancel out. And I have here then x squared over 35. 5 times 7, 7 times 5, 35. X times x, x squared. So again, you want to factor this. You're going to take out an x. Now as we look at 44, you can factor that too. 11 times 4. And here you have an x plus 8. So again, canceling out common factors. And you have here a 4x. You can see where your factoring skills from earlier chapters get used now. What we want to do is factor this, and that's what we'll do. No common factor, so 2 sets of parentheses. So here this is not too difficult. And again, it's always a good thing to FOIL to check it. Yep. So now, again, you're looking for common factors. And what are you left with? Y minus 2 over y. Can I cancel out these y's? Nope, they're terms, not factors. You can only cancel out common factors. Going over to 8. Here we see the difference of perfect squares that will factor into their conjugates. And again, you're looking for common factors. And that looks about it. So your answer is 2 over 7 times x minus 7. Now you might say, should I multiply through? Well, I believe MathLab wants you to leave it like this. If you did multiply it by through, it should count it as correct. I know I would. But usually they ask you to leave it in factored form.